Namaskar. Hi students. Welcome back to my fifth video on Ncert and State Board Syllabus Standard 12 Geography, chapter number 5 of part number 1, Primary Activities. In this chapter, you will understand important primary activities, their characteristics, and the importance. Watch the video and understand the contents. Yes, students, in chapter number 5 of Unit 2, chapter number 5, we are going to understand about the primary economic activities. In this particular chapter, we are understanding about hunting and gathering activity, pastoralism activity, agriculture, and mining economic activities. Before we understand the contents of primary activity chapter, it is better to understand the important terms and meanings of this particular chapter. Chapter number 5, primary activities. First, primary activities. One of the types of economic activities which are more influenced by environment and its resources. Hunting and gathering. These are the economic activities of primitive societies. Pastoralism, the rearing of animals without organized way or methods, mostly carried by primitive people. Nomadic hunting, the movement of people along with their animals in search of water and fodder. Transhumance, seasonal migration of herders along with their animals. Number 6, commercial livestock rearing, rearing of animals in an organized way and with parcels and ranches. Different types of agriculture based on crop and farming. There are many types of agriculture. Few are selected in this chapter: subsistence, intensive, commercial grade farming, dairy farming, plantation agriculture, mixed farming, and others. Next, different types of agriculture based on farming organization. We have cooperative and collective farming. Mediterranean agriculture is a type of agriculture which is known for cultivation of citrus fruits and vegetables. Viticulture, the cultivation of grapes on large scale. Methods of mining, there are two methods, open cast and underground method. Underground and deep mining carried out with the help of vertical shafts inside the earth. Open cast is a surface mining or extraction of minerals or the removal by open methods. Then truck farming, cultivation of vegetables, fruits and flowers around the urban centers. So students, these are the important terms and meanings of chapter number 5, primary activities. Next, we will understand about the hunting as an economic activity. Yes, student, hunting is as an economic activity. It is practiced by the people of primitive societies where low capital and low level of technology is required. It is practiced by the earliest man, which is the oldest economic activity of the people is hunting. Now, in modern days, you cannot consider this as an economic activity. This is the activity for survival. And today, most of the governments all over the world, they have prohibited the hunting economic activity. You cannot practice it. But in some of the remote areas, in some of the primitive societies of the world today, the hunting is still practiced. But remember, students, it is for their survival. But you cannot consider it is a hunting as an economic activity. The hunting is done by the traditional method. They use the tools like stones, twigs, wood, and other small metals they use for hunting, and it is for their survival. Now, the hunting is done by different people according to the different locations in mountainous areas, valley areas, coastal areas, and forest areas. So hunting today it is practiced in the areas of harsh climate where there is no modernization, and the people of primitive society they are living, and definitely it is for their survival. So harsh climate means too cold areas, too hot areas, very high rainfall areas where the agriculture is not possible. It is their way of living. Yeah, students, from this picture, you can understand the hunting as a economic activity in those areas where the people are hunting the animals and they are collectively sharing. You can see from this picture. Next, we have another economic activity called gathering. Gathering is collection of different forest products, which is today it is found in high latitudinal areas of the world, which include Canada, parts of Canada, Eurasia, Northeast Eurasia, South Chile. Very few areas in the world it is seen. Generally, what products from the forest they are collected? From the plants, the medicines are collected. They collect many number of plants for the purpose of medicine. Leaves are collected as beverages for drugs, refers to medicine here. Cosmetics, fibers, thatch, and fabrics. Bark of the tree is also collected for quinine, tannin, and cork. Nuts are also collected as food and oils. The tree trunk is also collected to extract the rubber, balata, gums, resins, and other extraction. Students, these are the different forest products which are collected by the gathering economic activity. Modern gathering is also found in many parts of the world, and it is a very important economic activity which is market and commercial oriented. So here it is a economic activity for the livelihood, survival, and also for a commercial purpose. The gathering in the world today has many problems because most of the forest area is declared as reserve forest, national parks, protected forest, where the human intervention, the human habitation is not allowed. But still, the people who are there for many years in the forest area, they are doing this economic activity. And also, there is a problem of synthetic, use of forest products and the restriction. Because of this, the gathering economic activity has the reducing in many parts of the world. Next, you can see here from this picture, these are the some of the tribal people and the primitive people who are collecting some roots and nuts from the forest. So different forest products they are collected as a economic activity. Yes, students, after understanding hunting and gathering, we will understand something about the pastoralism. Pastoralism is the rearing of animals, domestication of animals for the purpose of livelihood. So here, depending on location and the region, different animals they are reared. That list will be given in the next part. The geographical locations they play a very important role. The locations like mountains, the locations like coastal area, the location like grasslands, the location like a forest area, the different types of animals they are reared. And here the level of technology is also low since it is related to the pastoralism. It is also a economic activity which is practiced by the primitive people and also the countries with the low economic development. This is also having a subsistence and the commercial. Commercial rearing of animals is very advantageous. So the next part we will see the nomadic herding or pastoral nomadism. So nomadic herding and pastoral nomadism is practiced by the primitive subsistence people, the primitive people, and they are depending on the animals. As I mentioned earlier part, the different locations and different animals. For example, in tropical Africa, the cattle they are reared. Sahara and Asiatic deserts, sheep, goat, and camels they are reared. The mountains of Tibet and Andes, yaks and llama animals they are reared. And in Arctic and subarctic area, reindeer they are reared. So the rearing of animals is for their survival. They completely depend on animals for their livelihood. In the world today, three important regions they are known for nomadic herding. These are the group of people who are moving with the animals and they take care of animals for their survival and livelihood. Which are the three regions? The Atlantic shores of North America to Arabian Peninsula, which also includes the parts of Mongolia and central China. Second region is tundra region of Eurasia, the parts of Europe and Asian. Third one is South Africa and Madagascar, Southwest Africa and Madagascar. So you can see here, one person is having so many ships here, and like this is the scenario all over the world. You can see also here it is a grassland and the terrain also you can see here there is no much scope for agriculture. That's the reason instead of agriculture they select the rearing of animals for their survival. In the next part we understand about the transhumance. What is transhumance? It is the seasonal migration of herders from place to place according to the season. They go to summer in one place and in winter they come back to other place. So this will continue and it is for the survival along with the animals. It is also defined as the seasonal migration of people along with their animals in search of food and fodder. In Himalaya, there are many transhumance communities which are Gadis, Bakarwals, Gujars, and Bhutias. The transhumance or the nomadic herding, they are also declining in the world. Why they are declining? Because they have a problem of imposition of political boundaries by different countries and also the new settlement plans of different countries. The nomadic herding is declining and also due to the modernization. So in the next part, we will understand about the commercial livestock rearing, which is in organized way and a capital intensive. In case of commercial livestock rearing, the animals are reared in large number and there are permanent ranches. The ranches are there and the ranches are divided into parcels and which are fenced. And the grazing of animals, the number of animals which are grazed is depending on the carrying capacity of that grassland. So the availability of grassland and the area is deciding the number of animals in particular parcels. Now, the animals which are generally reared are sheep, cattle, goats, horses, and many other animals depending on the geographical locations. So, with the help of this commercial livestock rearing, the animal based raw materials and the different animal products they are available for the industrial and commercial purpose, which may include milk, wool, hair, skin, and others. So, in this case, there is a scientific method followed in commercial livestock rearing, and the product is exported to different countries, and the countries are earning lot of income by exporting the different animal products. And the breeding is also taken care, genetic improvement is also taken care, the disease control is done with the modern methods, and also there are health care facilities, and also there are availability of veterinary doctors. The countries which have developed commercial livestock rearing are New Zealand, Australia, Argentina, Uruguay, and USA. Beside this, there are many other countries which are fast developing the commercial livestock rearing because of its significance. Now you can see here it's a particular ranch, and you can see many number of animals they are grazing here, and you can also see here the fence. Okay, this is a large area. Sometimes these ranches are kilometers long and 2 kilometers wide, so each ranch is divided into parcels like this, and they are leaving the animals for the grazing, and later on to get different animal products for the purpose of commerce and also for the purpose of exporting these products. So, after understanding the livestock rearing, next we will understand a very important economic activity, that is agriculture. Agriculture is one of the largest economic activity in the world. More than 50% of employment or workforce in many countries of the world, they are depending directly on agriculture or indirectly. The agriculture is influenced by physical factors like the climate and soils, social factors like the type of society and the food habits, economic factors like the demand and also the other sectors of the economy and infrastructure facilities available for agriculture. Hence, the world has different types of agriculture based on the method of farming and the type of crops cultivated and the livestock reared in that particular type of agriculture. So, in the next part, we will understand different types of agriculture which are practiced in different parts of the world. Different types of agriculture include, the first one is subsistence agriculture. Subsistence here refers to self consumption. So they produce the crops, cultivate the crops only for self use and not for market purpose. This self consumption or subsistence agriculture has two types. The first one is primitive subsistence. So, primitive subsistence is practiced by tribal areas people. So, here it is also called the shifting agriculture, which is practiced in Africa, South Central USA, Southeast Asia. It is also called slash and burn agriculture because they clear the land by slashing the trees or burning the forest. Sticks and hoes they are used and they cultivate the crops which are they consume. they may cultivate some food grains and some vegetables. After cultivation of the area for 2 3 years, then they will go to some other area and cultivate the crops. So they don't have permanent agricultural land. That is why they are called shifting cultivation people. They cultivate depending on the geographical location and whatever they require in their everyday life. So, primitive subsistence is also known by different names, as it is known as zooming in northeastern part of India. It is known as milpa in central part of America and Mexico. It is known as ladang in Malaysia and Indonesia, and in Goa it is known as kumeri cultivation. The shifting cultivation is banned by different governments all over the world because it has some problem. The problem of forest fire, the problem of soil erosion, and also the problem of loss of medicinal plants in those area. But the remote areas, tribal areas, still today it is practiced in some of the regions of the world, but definitely it is declining because of modernization. The second one is intensive subsistence agriculture. It is called intensive subsistence because the land is used intensively. Throughout the year, there is cultivation of crop because of density of population is high and there is more demand for the cultivation of food grain. It has two types: intensive subsistence agriculture dominated by paddy or rice cultivation. It has small holdings. Most of the family members they work as a laborers and they use manual work more and use of machinery is very less. Yield is high, but the productivity is low. Since the agricultural land holdings are very small, the cultivation of crop has to be continuous because to meet the demand of food grains. And second type of intensive agriculture is intensive subsistence dominated by other than paddy, other than rice crop. Different crops they are cultivated according to the different geographical factors like climate and soil. Crops like wheat, soybean, bajra, sugarcane, they are cultivated in China and Japan, North Korea, and wheat and millets, they are cultivated in India with the help of irrigation. And in some parts of USA also, this type of agriculture is practiced. It is practiced in the areas of high density of population to give the food grains to the people. Here you can see this is the picture of shifting cultivation where they are clearing the forest by burning and slashing. So it is ecologically dangerous. That is the reason it is banned in many parts of the world. This is the example, a picture of the intensive subsistence agriculture. You can see here this is dominated by paddy cultivation. So many people they work in the agriculture field. Next type of agriculture is plantation agriculture. So plantation agriculture in the world is introduced and spread by European colonies. Different crops which are cultivated are tea, coffee, cotton, rubber, cocoa, sugarcane, banana, and papaya in different parts of the world. The plantation agriculture is characterized by large area of plantations. It requires large capital It requires managerial and technical staff. Different scientific and modern methods they are used the crop cultivation and production. There is single crop specialization. It may be a tea plantation, or the plantation may have different crops like sugarcane, papaya, and betel nut. Cheap labor is required because of the agricultural operations there. Quick and efficient transport is required for the successful of plantation agriculture. French, they have introduced cocoa and tea in West Africa. British, they introduced tea in India and Sri Lanka. Rubber, they introduced in Malaysia. Sugarcane and banana, they introduced in West Indies. Spanish and Americans, they introduced sugarcane and coconut in Philippines. Dutch, they introduced sugarcane Indonesia. Europeans, they introduced coffee plantations in South American countries. You can see here the European colonies are spread and they introduced different plantation crops all over the world. Next, we have extensive commercial grain cultivation. It is called extensive because of the extensive use of agricultural land holdings. They are very large in size. It is practiced in semi-arid countries and mid-latitudinal countries of the world. Wheat is a major crop. They also cultivate cotton, barley, oats, and rye. Here, the agricultural farms are very large. That is the reason they use most machines, the mechanized agriculture. It is practiced in the areas once there were grasslands. Okay? So Eurasian steppes. Steppes is a type of grassland. Canadian and American prairies. Prairies are also grasslands. Argentina's pampas, South Africa's veld, Australia's downs, and in Canterbury Plains of New Zealand, the extensive commercial grain farming is practiced. Okay, students, we can understand from this is that it is practiced in earlier grasslands where the wheat is a major crop. Here in this picture, you can see it is a plantation agriculture. Along the mountain slopes, the cultivation of crop, tea plantation. You can also see here, so many people are involved here. So many laborers are found and it requires a large area. This is the picture of the extensive commercial grain farming. You can see here the use of different machines because the agriculture fields are very large in size. In the next, we will understand about mixed farming. Mixed farming refers to cultivation of crops and rearing of animals, which is practiced in developed parts of the world, including Northwest Europe, East and North America, parts of Eurasia, and different crops are cultivated here along with the rearing of animals like wheat, barley, oats, rye, maize, and fodder crops are also cultivated. Root crops are cultivated, and there is a practice of crop rotation and intercropping. It is simultaneously cultivation of crops and rearing of animals. So the different animals like sheep, pigs, and also The poultry is also uh, reared. It is requiring high capital, requires chemical fertilizers, and the skilled laborers or farmers are required in this type of agriculture. So it is an advantageous. It is a very important type of agriculture, particularly in developed parts of the world. Next, we have dairy farming, which is exclusively rearing of animals. The animals which are giving milk. It is a capital intensive because large capital is involved in construction of sheds, the facilities of storage, machines are required here, fodder storage and fodder cultivation is required, cattle breeding is taken care here, healthcare facilities for the animals they are considered here, veterinary services are required. It also requires large labors, and most of this dairy farming is found near urban and industrial world because of the demand. Refrigeration facilities are required, pasteurization is required, quick and efficient transportation facilities are also required since it is related to the milk and milk products. Three regions in the world which are known for commercial dairy farming, which have developed the dairy farming, are Northwest Europe, Canada, Southeast Australia, New Zealand, and Tasmania. So, in this region, there is dairy farming development. You can see here, it is a picture of mixed farming, cultivation of crops, and also the rearing of animals, which give them an additional income. This is the picture of dairy farming. You can see here large number of animals. They are reared here in a control system. You can see here different infrastructural facilities. A developed part of the world have this type of agriculture. Next type of agriculture is Mediterranean agriculture, which is specialized agriculture known for cultivation of vegetables and citrus fruits. It is a commercial oriented type of agriculture which is found in parts of Europe, North Africa, Tunisia, Atlantic coast, South California, South Chile, South Africa, and Southwest Australia. It is the type of agriculture which is found in drier parts of the world, known for cultivation of citrus fruits. Here, there is also exclusive cultivation of grape, which is called viticulture, and it is a industry based crop which goes to the manufacturing of wine. It is also cultivation of olives, figs, and large production is found in winter, particularly in Mediterranean region. This is cultivated due to the availability of climatic favorable conditions in winter, as in northern part of the world it is very difficult to cultivate crops because of the severe cold and snowfall. So in this Mediterranean region, the vegetables, fruits, they are cultivated and exported to parts of the European nations. Next, we have market gardening and horticulture, which is exclusive cultivation of vegetables, fruits, and flowers around the urban areas. The intention of cultivation of these crops is to supply to the urban markets. Irrigation is used here. HYV seeds are used. Fertilizers are used, insecticides, and there is also use of greenhouse technology, which is heating and cooling of the temperature. Northwestern part of Europe, USA, and Netherlands, they have developed this type of agriculture. Netherlands is known for cultivation of tulip flowers. It is also called truck farming or the factory farming. It is called truck farming because early in the morning in and around urban areas, the trucks are carrying large quantity of vegetables, fruits, and flowers. It is also concentrated around the urban and industrial world to give the food grains, vegetables, and other crops to the population of urban. It is very much developed in and around urban areas because they get more income by cultivating vegetables, fruits, flowers than other types of crops. It is also including the poultry farming, rearing of birds to supply in the urban market. So it is the picture which tells you about the Mediterranean agriculture. Okay, cultivation of citrus fruits. This is the market gardening and horticulture. You can see here the urban areas, the poly house here, and the control system of agriculture here, and also the cultivation of different vegetables and flowers. Next, we have to understand something about types of agriculture based on farming organizations. What methods and organizations are involved in the process of cultivation? We have two types here. The first one is cooperative farming, and the second one is collective farming. We'll see the important features of cooperative farming. The cooperative farming is practiced by having a cooperative society, the formation of cooperative society by the group of farmers. The resources are pulled down. All the farmers are working in one agricultural field. As the agriculture field becomes large and there are more people to work, other agricultural resources like equipments, machines, they are also pooled. When more people they work in a large area, the production becomes more. There is a high production. The production is sold in the market and the profit is shared among the members. This is the most important type of agriculture in European nations, particularly in a country where the size of population is less, like Denmark, Netherlands, Belgium, Sweden, and Italy. In many other countries, also this is practiced. In some of the states of India, also cooperative farming is practiced. Next, we have collective farming. This was practiced in erstwhile USSR. It is also called kolkhoz. Here, also there is pooling of resources. There is no individual ownership of land. Land belongs to the nation. Farmers, they get land and also they get the targets of cultivation. For example, they have to produce more than 25 bags of wheat. One example. The farmers have to pay taxes, and if the production is less than target, they have to pay also heavy taxes. The government will allot the work to the farmers. In case if there is higher production than the targets, the farmers are given rewards. Rewards may be in cash or kind. You can see from this picture, it is a kolkhoz, the type of agriculture practiced in erstwhile Russia. The farmers, there is no individual ownership, but they have to work in a government allotted land with the targets. This is a picture of cooperative farming where all the farmers they are working in the agriculture field. Okay, students, you have understood about different types of agriculture. In the next part, you are understanding about the mining activity. Mining as an economic activity. Mining is a very important economic activity. The history of human development is named after particular minerals or a metal. For example, we had copper age, bronze age, and now we are in iron age. We see maximum use of iron and steel in this modern world. Now, mining has got a lot of importance after the industrial revolution. Now, today, mining is a very important economic activity because it is providing employment to the people, revenue to the governments. It is also responsible for the growth and development of other sectors of economy, which may include agriculture sector, tourism sector, infrastructure sector, commercial sectors, and others. There are two important factors which are controlling the mining activities, which include the physical factors and economic factors. So, let us know in detail about the factors of mining. The physical factors include mode of occurrence, where the minerals are available, whether they are on the ground or in deep. Quality of minerals, what type of quality, high quality or low quality. Then grade, higher grade or the lower grade. Size, okay, the quantity of minerals available in that particular reserves, and the topography, okay, relief, whether it is favoring mining activity. Then economic factors which include market, whether there is a market for that mineral or not. Transport, quick and efficient transport to industrial areas of these minerals. Then demand, the demand of a particular mineral. Okay, students, these are the important factors of mining. Which then methods of mining. We have two important methods of mining. First one is underground mining. It is carried out by making vertical shafts or tunnels. It requires high capital and improved technology. Other facilities which it requires is electricity, haulage vehicles, ventilation, water and food supply to the miners, AC chambers, and others. So, students, the underground mining is more capital intensive. Surface mining or open cast mining, it is the easiest method. which requires less money, less requirements, and even low capital also it requires. The production and output is very large and rapid since the mining is done on the surface. Maintenance is also less. When you compare open cast and underground, underground requires large amount and technology, and also it is expensive. But some of the minerals are to be mined or extracted by underground method only because they are not available open cast. You can see here, this is the open cast method. This picture shows the open cast method of mining. This is the underground. See here, the miners are working with the equipment by making a tunnel here, which requires many other facilities. The underground mining has got many problems. Okay, we'll know which are the problems of underground mining, and it is also dangerous in some cases. The first problem is collapse of rooftops of the mining, and many miners they are trapped inside and they lose the life. Second one is sudden eruption of water and poisonous gases inside the earth. When the mining is taking place, there may be sudden eruption of water and poisonous gas. This is a very dangerous situation to the miners. Then there is a possibility of sudden fire inside the mine. Fourth problem is the frequent electricity failures affecting the lift services. These are the common problems. And the last problem is most of the mines there is no proper safety measures for miners. That is the reason the underground mining is risky, it is expensive, but some of the minerals there is only underground mining as they are not available on open cost. Okay, next the important questions I would like to give here on this chapter. Explain hunting and gathering as a primary economic activity. Explain the features of pastoral nomadism. Distinguish between subsistence and intensive subsistence agriculture. What is transhumance? What are the important features of dairy farming? Why is plantation agriculture important? Due reasons for the development of mixed farming in the world. What are the advantages of dairy farming? Explain the importance of Mediterranean agriculture. What are viticulture and truck farming? Explain the important features of surface and underground mining. Why is underground mining dangerous? What is shifting cultivation? Give reasons for development of market gardening and horticulture. Explain the features of commercial livestock rearing. Which are the forest products gathered by the people? These are the important questions, and you can see the video. Also, read the textbook and prepare these questions. Okay, students, thank you very much. Yes, students, I hope you understood the contents of primary activity chapter. So, you watch this, read the textbooks, and prepare the chapter number 5. You can share this video to the students of Geography 12th standard, NCERT and State Board syllabus in India. Next, chapter number 6, secondary activities. That video will be uploaded very soon on YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe my channel for further notifications on videos of geography question. Thank you very much and wish you the happy learning.